Well, welcome back to Tech Quarters TV. Again, we're here with Julie Simpson. It's been so much fun so far. We're going to drill into STEM now and women into technology. So can you tell us a little bit about the gender gap and how we can solve that? What are the real issues that we need to be tackling now? Give us some advice to some of those business owners out there, Jules.
Chris, thank you so much for the question. So whether we like it or not, there is an issue. I've lost count of the amount of women I talk to who say they are still the only woman in a boardroom, they're still the only woman in a sales meeting, they're still the only woman sat around the table with a customer. So, I mean, I must admit, I resisted it for a few years because I thought, well, you wouldn't have a group called Men in Technology, so why would you have a group called Women in Technology? Surely we're just making an issue out of it by even having that. But the fact is, the challenge exists, and it exists for lots of different reasons. What can companies do? I think there's a number of things. The first one is, if you want to change the balance in your organisation of men and women, then think about how and where will you find women to come and work for you. And they may be in different places looking for jobs, or in different communities, or in different groups online than maybe in some of the other classic places that you would go to.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I would first of all say to companies to expand maybe their ideas about where they look for the women that they want to recruit. So that would be the first thing. I think the second thing is making sure that you have an opportunity that is as inclusive as possible.
Yes.
You know, whatever we say, we cannot change the fact that women have the children, right? And we do live in a society where the men like to help with the kids and do their bit. Of course they do. You know, I've got 4 children. I would never have been able to do what I've done without my husband helping. No question about it. But we have to ask ourselves, am I giving women the right opportunity to actually do the best for that career opportunity that they have? Can I offer flexible working? Is it okay that they work from home? I mean, that's what the technology's for, right?
Yeah, quite. Cloud computing, you know.
Completely. I mean, the tools are there. Office 365, Microsoft Teams, it's all there. And actually you find that women do perform often better if they're not worrying about that they've got to rush out the door at 5 to 3 because they've got to pick the kids up or whatever
Less stressful.
Totally.
Yeah. They probably work faster, probably harder, probably more efficient with all these cloud tools at home, you know. I'm a firm protagonist for it, you know, so good.
Yeah. And the third thing I think is, and I talked about this at Future Decoded, I believe that no woman is going to want to work for a company who, when she looks at the website, is full of pictures of guys, you know, beavering away at a PC.
Servers.
It's just, and it's, you know, the images across the office are just all men. You know, we've got to change the way we do things, right? And we've got to think about, how do we come across as an organisation? Do I look like the sort of business that a woman is going to want to work in? And no, we can't go and say, oh yeah, well, I've got a girl in marketing. Oh, great, one girl.
Amazing. What I found was, I struggled myself, you know, years ago, technology, actually getting women to join the business. I think there was a point in Tech Quarters life where we had 0 women in the business, and it's a struggle, you know. It's not much fun either. You know?
And why do you think that was?
Well, I think we were a bit younger then, and it was just engineers, we were growing. But then, you know, I think I actually listened to something that you were saying, and, you know, Claire as well at Microsoft, and, you know, all those great, you know, and podcasts, and, you know, I knew that I needed to increase the female population in the business. So I set myself a target, you know, a percentage that I needed to get to. And what I found was that apprentices obviously have helped. You know, so we've had some fantastic digital marketing apprentices named Check Rez. She joined us, fantastic apprentice. She's now a digital marketing exec. But the great thing is, okay, it is marketing, but she is reporting into a female marketing manager. And I know, and it's one question I have to ask you, it's quite annoying to me, but they're atypical jobs that you think, oh, a woman should fit into those jobs. I would much rather have a fully female help desk if I can. God knows how you recruit them into that, you know. Okay, go to different societies and all that, but any tips there at all?
Well, you know, promote your inner winners. And when I say promote, I mean advertise. You know, the best way to get... Women like to be with other women. There's no question about that, right? And so if you've got people in your business that are successful, that do love working here, and they work here because they want to work here, and they enjoy Tech Quarters, and they feel passionate about the organisation, get video clips of them talking about why they choose to work at Tech Quarters. Give them the floor. Let them talk to the people that you are trying to attract, rather than you saying, oh no, we really run a really inclusive business. Get the women that you've got, your inner winners, attracting other women, and they will help you to do that.
I agree. I mean, part of what we do every month is get everybody up to stand up and, you know, say their piece. And I'm always very proud of them, you know, particularly the young ones that are coming through and they say something about what they've done, how they performed. And I'm particularly impressed with our marketeers, our account managers, our customer success, our admin. You know, we're full of women in that area now, and we weren't a few years ago. And
Good for you.
I absolutely do think it's because we've started to get a few more, and they like to work with them. And it's not just about women wanting to work with it. It's about age as well. You know, it's about talking about the same technology. So, you know, we're really mixing it up now. And I think the final thing to say is, I think if you look around at Tech Quarters, we've got a nice office. It's very colourful. I'm mad with my plants. You know, that's a good tip. You know, make it look like a habitat workshop or something like that if you've got a few pounds. Something like that.
The environment is critical, right? Nobody wants to come to a cold, grey, dark, gloomy office, and it's a long time to be at work. And we want to have a good time and enjoy the environment that we're in. And of course, adding some colour, nice carpets, bright colours on the walls, some art, some plants. Everybody loves that, not just the girls.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree.
The other thing I was going to say about it is, and I think this is critically important, some men, and I won't say all, but I think men generally just think a lot of this women in technology thing is just a load of old rubbish, and what difference does it make? Actually, talk to me about how it affects my bottom line and why it affects my profitability and why should I care? Because I might want to do it because I'm a jolly nice person, but what does it deliver to my business, having women in the business? And I think Gabriella sums it up beautifully. Gabriella Shusu, she says that we do not just sell to one type of customer. We sell to all types of customer. Right. Every age, culture, different backgrounds, whether they're male or female, different sexuality, whatever people do. Absolutely. Not everybody is the same. And if you only have one type of person in your organisation, you only have one perspective on what your sales message is to those people. And therefore you're restricted to the customers that identify with you and will buy from you.
Absolutely.
And that is how it affects your bottom line.
That's fantastic. I'll add to that as well, because I think what you just said was magnificent, but it's diversity. Is the word inclusivity?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad I got that right.
You did.
Inclusion is what I was wanting to say. Inclusivity. Yeah. And of course, just basically making sure that you have a great fun working relationship with everybody. They come in and they just enjoy coming to the office.
That's
you know?
right.
And you can't just have that if you've got a bunch of blokes sitting on a help desk.
Absolutely right. People choose to work for you.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm sure they choose to work for you, Chris.
Thanks. Excellent. Well, gee, that was fantastic learning about STEM and women in technology. But I think we're actually going to do another episode now because I learned so much from that one. So in our next episode, Tech Quarters TV, we're going to cover WIT and the WIT network.